For the last 15 years, the Environmental Protection Agency has been the source of the biggest mass propaganda effort in modern times. Since 2010, the EPA has completely twisted a known standard for gasoline in the only effort to deceive 330 million Americans about the economy of an electric vehicle. There's absolutely no electric vehicle on the road that gets 137 miles to a gallon. There's no one that even gets 100 miles a gallon. There's not even one that gets 75 miles a gallon. This is all complete pile of horse manure. Alright? They're distorting science, these people, because they know you don't know the science and you won't know that they're lying to you. Well, I'm going to tell you the truth today. I'm going to give you all the scientific numbers. And all this revolves around the one standard set in 1994 by the National Institute for Statistics and Technologies. That standard was set so no matter where you went and bought your gasoline, that gasoline would have the same amount of energy in it so that your car would perform the same and get the same miles per gallon no matter where you bought your gas. The whole purpose of this is so that it's a refinement standard for gasoline. Well, the EPA took this standard, completely altered its meaning. By scientific definition, that standard states that 1 gallon of gasoline has enough energy to heat 115,200 pounds of water 1 degree Fahrenheit. It can raise the temperature of that much water. Now that's a lot of energy. In no way, shape, or form is that equal to electricity. Okay? Think about it. If I poured a gallon of gas out here on the ground and set it on fire, well, that's going to be quite a violent blaze that comes out of that gasoline because it's so volatile. But if I take my extension cord and plug one end of it into the air compressor I got here and put the other end of it into that fire, when I turned on my air compressor, how much would it run? Not one single bit, because there's not one single bit of electricity that comes out of combusting gasoline. Zero. Now, if I burn that gasoline to heat water in a boiler into pressurized steam, then I could use that pressurized steam to turn a steam turbine, which would turn an electrical generator, and then and only then would I get electricity out of that gallon of gasoline. That method of water into steam is exactly what's used in all of our coal plants and every single one of our nuclear plants. The best method of converting that gasoline to electricity would actually be using it in an internal combustion engine and having that engine directly tied to a electrical generator. The Department of Energy themselves have calculated a number, which you can look up, called E of G, that states after the mining, the refining, the distribution, and the conversion of that 1 gallon of gasoline into electricity, we would have 12,307 watts of electricity. Okay? Well, that original 115,200 BTUs converts to 33,700 watts of thermal energy, heat. So we converted 33,700 watts of heat into 12,307 watts of electricity, according to the Department of Energy. In 2010, the EPA bastardized all known laws of physics, all known laws of thermodynamics, and completely lied to every single American when they stated on the sticker of every single electric vehicle that the energy in 1 gallon of gasoline is equivalent to 33,700 watts of electricity. Look it up on the EPA's site for green vehicle testing. This is the statement and this is the formula they use for calculating that mile per gallon equivalent on every EV. They simply divide 33,700 by the amount of watts per mile used. So a Lucid Air uses 246 watts per mile and it gets a 137 mile per gallon equivalent rating. This is just complete nonsense. I get so disturbed at this complete horse manure. Using Department of Energy's number of 12,307, which is a correct number, this is equivalent of 36% conversion rate. Heat to electricity. We convert heat to electricity in a coal plant at 33%. We convert heat to electricity in a nuclear plant at 35%. 36% rate sounds pretty reasonable for me for gas. And if we use the 12,307 watt of electricity per gallon of gas, that Lucid Air is only a 50 mile per gallon car. The average economy of 52 EVs sold in 2024 was a 93 MPGe rating. In actuality, the average EV you can buy right now in 2024 is a 34 mile per gallon vehicle. To prove my point that this is all complete nonsense, I'm going to give you your choice of two vehicles. One's going to be a brand new 2024 Camry hybrid that gets a combined 52 miles per gallon. And I'm going to give you a Lucid Air that gets 137 mile per gallon equivalent. And I'm going to give both cars 1 gallon of gasoline. Well, if I use that 1 gallon of gasoline, I could just put it directly into the Camry. Take about 20-30 seconds. The Lucid Air is obviously going to need a means to convert that gallon of gasoline into electricity. So I'm going to give that car a 5,000 watt portable gas power generator. In 1 hour's time, that generator will consume the 1 gallon of gas. It will have delivered 5,000 watts of electricity into the Lucid Air, so both vehicles are ready to take off on their journey. At 246 watts per mile, the Lucid Air will only travel barely over 20 miles, while the Camry will travel 52. If you had to charge your EV by this method, that would be less than a 21 mile per gallon equivalent vehicle, but yet it's rated 137 by the EPA. Luckily, our energy grid isn't as bad as that electrical generator, but it's nowhere near what the EPA says, which is their statement is equivalent of saying that we can convert thermal energy to electricity at 100%. Ask any physics professor, ask any thermodynamics professor, ask any electrical engineer, ask any nuclear engineer, ask any physicist, can we convert 100% thermal energy into electricity? When they all stop laughing at you and tell you, hell no, we've never even come close to anything like that, You understand everything I'm telling you is truthful, and everything the EPA is telling you is false. This whole notion that you hear tons of people writing about how great EVs are, not a single one of these people has education in science. None of them. Do not listen to any of them. Anytime you see somebody saying, oh, these are great, they get 100-something miles per gallon, put a big thumbs down, because this is all horseshit. There's no other way to put it. Complete lies. So, sorry to disappoint everybody out here who wants to believe in these vehicles. I'm not saying a 50 mile per gallon Tesla Model 3 is not a good vehicle. It's an excellent vehicle. It's a very economical vehicle. It just doesn't get 135 miles per gallon. And this is just the truth of the matter. This is simple science, simple facts that have all been completely distorted in one purpose: to deceive you, to make you think it's better off to buy an EV. And I just don't feel like people should be deceived, so I'm telling you the truth. Please pass this information. Please share this information. Everybody deserves to know the truth. America deserves to know. And I appreciate you very much for taking the time to listen to me. Thank you.